To be taking a look at some couple of altcoins. If Bitcoin decides to go lower, what levels to actually acquire and start dollar costing into these altcoins. Although yesterday we covered Bitcoin, where Bitcoin's heading next, that we might get to 78, $79,000 levels, and I also shared a trade setup with you guys, and I also shared it with my free Telegram community. So if you want to join my free Telegram community, links is in the description below, and don't also forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and also turn on the notification, because anytime I post a new crypto analysis, a new crypto price update, you will be the first to get notified. Now let's head on to the charts. Today we are going to be taking a look at ETH, so and Zcash. But first off, let me quickly show you guys the short trade setup we are on, and it's currently running right now on BTC USDT. Now I shared this trade, and when I did a video yesterday, that we could see a bit of a pullback to this level right here before I'll be taking a short. But I was also um anticipating that we might get to this level, because why do I say so? This levels between, you see that these levels are actually marked out between 88 as 700 and 88 100. Why do I would I mark at this level? And price might go up to clear out this imbalance that we are actually having on this level. Because there's a huge imbalance right now. I think that price might go up if price fails to reject from this area of interest, this other block that we are having right here. If price fail to reject from this other block, then we could maybe go out to fill out this imbalance a bit, because you can see that it goes in line with this area of resistance we broke out on the 1 hour. So you can see that if I mark out, you see the that is actually goes in line with this area of resistance. This would be maybe an head and shoulder pattern. This would be the shoulder, the head, and actually price get to these levels, this will be the second shoulder. So in case price stops me out, I'll be looking to take another sell on those levels. And actually this is actually a a 3 to 1 risk to reward ratio. Maybe I possibly think that I might actually sell from this other block right now down to, and I'll be looking to trail my profit maybe as price gets lower, because I think price will get to around 81 $78,000. So just be moving my stops as price if eventually slowly gets lower. So that is it for the short trade on BTC USD. So let's quickly head over to Ethereum. Let's see some price action, so price analysis on ETH. ETH is not actually currently dumping as much, because I think some, or you can see that on the 1 hour it is kind of bullish, and maybe it's heading for this level of imbalance we're having here. But let's quickly go over to the daily time frame. So let's see what price is actually doing on the daily time frame before we head over to the lower time frame. Now it is actually still holding this level of support between 2,800 and 2,600. Although the massive drop, you can see the massive bearish candlestick close we had yesterday, but regardless, we haven't broken below this low at around 2,600. But I think before this week runs out, we might actually break below this low. We might actually go down to test these lows at 2,400 if Bitcoin decides to go low. As you can see that the the stochastic RSI on ETH is is actually overbought at the moment. So you can see that actually above 80, and we might be due for actually a reversal. So that's what I actually think for Ethereum. And let's quickly head over to let's quickly head over to the 1 hour time frame. These levels over here at around 2,300 will be my next target if Bitcoin decides to break below these lows at around 2,600. So let's quickly head over to the hourly Let's see what price is doing on the hourly setup. Now, as you can see that Ethereum is actually bullish on the hourly due to the massive drop. I'll be talking about this uh, ascending wedge we were actually created. So you can see that this was an ascending wedge. We did make a little bit of consolidation going sideways, but due to the news yesterday about the Fed's ending the quantitative tightening, we actually saw a drop on price, drop in BTC and drop on some other altcoins. Now there's two case scenario for it that I'm actually looking at. Now there is a huge imbalance right here on the 1 hour, huge fair value gap up to these levels. Let me quickly take this. Now there's a huge fair value gap on this level, and there's also maybe another there's also this other block right here. And if Ethereum fails to go to sell at this area right here, then maybe price might go up just a little bit, just to fill out this imbalance before actually coming down. So I'm actually looking at these levels right now for Ethereum. So if I use my fib tool, from this high down to these lows right here, from this side down to this low, there is a golden pocket zone. I'm actually looking at if it fails to break above the if it actually breaks above sorry if it actually breaks above 2008 there's a golden pocket zone I'm actually looking at, that is between the 0.618 and the 0.50% level on the fib. So this is actually my golden pocket zone, and price might go up slightly, a little bit more, just to fill out these levels before actually retracing to the downside. And I think it is actually going to break down, maybe go over to 2400 level. So that would be actually a good time for you to acquire Ethereum and maybe some other altcoins. So let's quickly head over. Let's quickly look at Sol USD. Sol USD. Sol USD hasn't had much of a pump. So USD hasn't had much of a pump. We are actually going lower to the April 10th lows. That's what I actually think for. Let me quickly zoom out to the daily time frame. Now, this is so USD on the daily, and we're actually holding the support right here. You can see that this we have actually been in between this descending wedge. This descending wedge, they are still right. And one thing I love about wedges is that the longer the wedge, the more higher price might go if it actually breaks towards the upside. So you can see that we'll be holding this descending wedge right from um on the 5th of October 2025. That's when we'll be holding this wedge, and we are yet to actually see a breakout on price, and price just slightly went below, but we did not see a candlestick close beneath this level. And I think maybe if Bitcoin decides to go lower, then definitely we are going to see a breakdown for so down to 101. We might even get down to $100 for so, and that is actually good, because if price decides to reverse, maybe we see a breakout before we could get this type of price. Maybe it will be during the bear market, and even when odd season decides to commence, we might not actually see price get to this lower level. So this is actually the best time where price is going lower, and also the fear and greed index is just hovering between 20 and 15 up to 24. So it's actually the best time. And if we take a look at the stochastic RSI, you can see that stochastic RSI has just crossed and is trying to reset, while the normal RSI is just still beneath this level, and we might actually see a bullish divergence for Solana. So you can see that we have been creating lower lows on the candlestick while the RSI indicator has been giving us higher lows. And I think when we get to maybe 100k or $100 or even $98 for so, we might actually see a big reversal. And I think the big reversal is coming. This sell that we are having on the market is just for it's just temporary. Getting to December end through January, we might actually see a massive bounce for the altcoin and even Bitcoin as a whole. So these levels around 101 and even $100 up to $98 I'm actually looking at for so right now. So let's head on to Zcash. Let's see what levels to acquire on Zcash. Zcash has actually been pumping massively, and now we are seeing a bit of a retracement. And those that did not had the chance to actually buy during this pump, we kind of get the opportunity right now. And I said on my previous video that when we eventually break this line of support right here and we finally go below this level, this swing low at around 443, that we are going to see a drop to this other block right here at 366. And right now it's slightly looking that as if we want to break this level. I think we might not hold a lot on this level because the market is extremely bearish at the moment. And if we decide to break below those levels, these are the levels I'm actually currently paying attention to for you to actually dollar cost. This is not a leverage long position, but a spot position that you might acquire. I'm actually looking at these levels and close to the lows, also close to the lows around here. So we might actually see price maybe bounce just slightly go lower, then probably move sideways before we have this big reversal. You can see that that's what I actually think on Zika, because we'll be pumping a lot, and that bought those that bought around these areas right here might actually be selling, taking some profits. And these levels will be a good time if you have a couple of $200, $300. You might want to slowly dollar cost. Maybe as you get to these levels, you might want to buy maybe $20, $50, so that when the market eventually recovers, you will have a lot of good profits. So that is it for Zcash, and we might not see a pump maybe coming to the ending of December. I think this December ending will be price will just range a lot, maybe try to shake the weak hands of the market, and coming to 2026 January, I think 2026 on January, that's when we'll actually see alt season, because we'll be talking about alt season. Some people are confused about this cycle because the big institutions are already in the market, are already in the crypto space, and we'll be talking about regulation. And this is the type of stuff that usually happens when the institutions try to come into the market, and there's a lot of manipulation. But let's not give up. We are going to see alt season. Alt season will come. So I'm predicting that by the starting of January 2026. And usually alt season usually lasts between 6 to 9 months. I think coming to next year, maybe October or September, we might see the ending of the altcoin season. So there's a lot of time for the altcoins to go parabolic, and we might actually quit our jobs. We will quit our jobs, our 9 to 5 jobs, and fully focus on crypto, on trading. So that is it for this video. Do make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and also turn on the notification so when I upload another crypto price update, you will get notified. Peace.